Hey Gabby, this is Jerry. Thought I would make another video, this time at a higher resolution, and see how it goes. So I took some of your pictures and brought them into Photoshop. Um, Basically, good job with this. I have a few refinements to suggest and see how that goes. This portrait's pretty good. The black lipstick and the black shirt and hat. All, with her dark eyes, etc., sort of come together nicely. So one of the things that was a dangerous way to work was shooting in full sun, where the light is breaking across her face. Normally that would be way too contrasty, but in this case it looks like the flash may have gone off from your camera, which was a good thing, filling in the shadows so that the background doesn't get blown out or the skin blown out or the shadows blocked up, because the contrast range for a portrait is too great. And the way to smooth that out is to use what's called fill flash, and that means that it fills in the shadows without making them flat and equal to the highlight. It leaves at least one stop difference. So all that said, how can this be improved? Well, what if we slightly darken the background and threw it out of focus a little bit to narrow the depth of field? So I did that already, and let me just turn on that layer and show you what that would look like. Okay, like that. So you can see the before and after here. That's before and that's after. In this case, I took the lasso tool and I selected around her and then inverted the selection, or alternately you can just select the outside by going this direction. Okay, and then feather it with Refine Edge in Photoshop, and then Image Adjustment Brightness Contrast to darken the outer edge. And then the final adjustment was to throw the background out of focus a little bit. So I used Filter, Blur, and then Lens Blur. And that created, it gave me a slider in order to control how much blur I gave it. So what this does is it brings our eye more definitively upon the subject and leaves the background a little quieter because it doesn't really contribute to the meaning of the picture. I'll show you the before again as you posted it and the after. Okay, so let's move on. This portrait is excellent window light. So it's showing us the highlight out here and the shadow. So what are some of the problems with it? Well, having this bar come right through the front of the face is a little rough going. And in a couple of other portraits you moved the subject back a foot. So you eliminated the brick wall and the window frame. And that's a good thing. Alternately, if I darken the background a little bit and blur it, that helps also. Let me show you what that looks like. I was a little quick and sloppy with my selection, so the tip of his nose is blurred, but other than that, here's the before, here's the after. And notice how the wall gets quieter and the bar gets less noticeable a bit. Let's see from the blog if I bring that over in here. And let's see. Well, I'm in the middle of working. I can't really move what's being selected here, so give me a second. Okay, so notice in this one, yeah, you moved him more centered in this. I like the light falling across his neck and his shirt. His head could be turned just a little bit more back towards the light, even keeping the same pose. And then his eyes shifted back towards you. Let's see. So same issue here, the wall and the bar. So keeping an eye on the background is important. But you did work it in terms of finding directional light, and I appreciate that. This one is much stronger because of the moving in a little closer and eliminating those problem areas again. We have a nice highlight and shadow. It's getting just a touch contrasty through here, so careful with the editing that you don't push it too hard. The puppy picture is cute. He's got a bit of a blur from camera shake, or he was moving during the exposure. So the remedy for that is a faster shutter speed. And you can do that by upping your ISO or opening up your aperture. And then that's the first one that we already discussed, and this one. So that's it, 5.5 minutes, so I'll stop it here. See you on the blog.